Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to do an overview of Trello, and Trello is basically a Kanban software. It's a software that you can make Kanban charts basically, and I'm going to go through and do an overview of Trello and show you some of the interesting features. So you can make an account pretty easily. And Trello is owned by Atlassian, and Atlassian owns Bitbucket and I think several other companies or websites. So go to Get Trello for free, and you can make an account with these different services, or you can just make an account with an email address, and that's what I did. And you're going to be asked to confirm your email address, and you'll need to do that. Okay, now I'm going to show you something that I've already made an account with. Okay, so this is what it might look like when you first make an account. And actually, I think the default color was this, and I just changed the color just a moment ago. So you're going to have a board that looks something like this. This is a default board, but you don't have to use this. And after you confirm your email address, and you click on some link, then you'll get somewhere here. And basically, these are some templates. For example, you might want to choose daily task management template. Okay, so this is a template, and honestly, this does look a little bit complicated to me. This is not something I normally would use. So go back here, and what I normally do is just create a new board. I don't like to use the templates usually. Let's say, for example, I wanted to do something like this, and let's just say I'll call it my GTD board. And if any of you are familiar with this book, Getting Things Done, it's a great book by David Allen, and he has this great method, and I'll actually use part of the method in this board. So you make a workspace, and you have these different columns, and the columns basically are the I'll describe here. So let's say, for example, we have to-do, to-dos, doing now, and done. This to me would be one of the simplest things you could do. So you have this, this is what they call cards. So they call these cards, like these horizontal things, and it's really, these vertical boxes are what they call cards, and you can drag them, which I think is really cool. I don't really like this background color, so I'm going to change it. And what's really kind of cool is also you can have a custom color, or you can upload images, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so let's just go with here. We can have photos, so you can upload your own photo, and this is an astronomy photo. But okay, that's from Unsplash, it says. From Unsplash. But let's just keep it simple for now, and for example, use purple or use sort of light blue or this red. Okay, I'll go with the green because I think the green is good enough. So you can change your colors basically by going to the on the menu on this side here, you can change settings for the board. Okay, we have got that annoying cookies message. Okay, so I just changed the background color, and let's go back to cards here. So I made 3 cards. I had to-dos, doing now, and done. And for example, let's say I have by my to-dos, I'll give 5 to-dos. Buy groceries, buy computer, mouse, something I need to do. Buy shoes, something I need to do. Buy clothing, and let's say what's another thing I need to do? Pay bills, let's say. So we've got, let's say, 5 things I want to do, and let's say I want to edit this one item. So this is really cool because within each card, each of the individual items you can drag and move around, and you can also move them to different cards. So what I like to do often is to have something like to-dos, doing now, and done. And what I like to, with doing now, I like to have it be only one thing. So for example, right now I am making a video about Trello. And this is something I might actually use myself. For example, and I've in the past made different videos. I think I made a video about Kanban. That's an open source alternative to Trello. But anyway, so let's discuss this one. For example, here I'm making a video about Trello. Let's edit this card. So I can open it, and you can also give a description. For example, filming video and talking. And then we can do different things. We can add an image, we can bold. You've got different heading sizes and so on. And you can write a comment. This is a sample comment. Okay, now this becomes Trello is very useful to use just by yourself, but it's also very useful to use with other people. And if you, for example, were working with other people, you can let other people comment, and then there's only one member here, but you can assign different members to a card, I believe, and you can do various things like let's open the card. So we can make a mirror, and I think a mirror is kind of like copy. Archive is basically delete. For some reason, they don't really have delete, but they kind of do. But archive is basically delete. And then you can add attachments. You can add dates. You can add a checklist. Checklist 1. For example, okay, I'm making a video. Let's say film, video, make title, make description. Okay, these are things I need to do with the video. And you can see here, after I just made the checklist, it's in there. Okay, and I remember I told you I called this GTD board. Let's say that I actually want to follow GTD. So GTD has basically these different items. So I'm going to, I'll just do what the GTD method is. So we have inbox. So let's say the to-dos are my inbox. We'll have inbox. We have, with GTD, we have, we have someday maybe. We have waiting on. And let's delete this here. Okay, this is sort of my modified version of GTD. I don't remember if he has a doing now specific section, but he basically has, I'll show you this image from the book. Okay, so there's, anyway, this is an infographic from the book, and he gives different different steps. Basically, we have the inbox, or the in, literally the in basket, and then we have the next actions, and then someday maybe is like something that's not a priority now, but you could do it. Again, I don't remember if he had done, but he has, for example, waiting on. If you have to outsource something and you're waiting on someone, and then calendar. These calendar is things that have a definite date and time. And then he has the idea of inbox. And then anytime you have the inbox, you have a time to, let's say, for example, buying groceries is not super important right now. I can do it someday maybe. And then you could have projects. And one thing he does is, for example, project 1, project 2, Okay, and his method is more it's a great book, but it takes mastery to get good at it. So let's say, for example, project one is buy groceries. Buy groceries. Um, and then in theory, for each time you take something from the inbox to a project, you're supposed to ideally make a plan for what to do it, and then once you decide, that you go with it and you clean your inbox. Inbox is cleaning that is very important, and processing it and so on. But anyway, so that's the GTD. Now let's go back to Trello. So we have the options to view it in different ways. Here is the board view. We also have table view. For example, this card, we can see it this way. If you don't like it with the board view, you can change it again. And let's say I paid my bills. So bills, for example, I can say it's done. Or let's say bills are not done. I can say bills are next actions, or I can put it on a project. Pay bills someday. Or let's say in calendar, let's say pay bill 2. And I can give I can put a calendar date on it. So for example here, where's the calendar date? I know that we can add dates. I just can't find it here. Okay, dates. For example, let's say the 22nd, and it's due on this day, and set a reminders. You can set reminders. So here, it says it's due on February 22nd. It's due later. So this is a very useful tool, Trello. And again, I'm using this just by myself, but you can use it with other people. And there's other cool things you can do, like power-ups. I think a power-up is like a plugin, and they have a lot of different power-ups. So for example, email for Trello. I think you can automate email sending with Trello. It's like something like you can do like with Zapier. You can add Slack. And there's lots of other really cool features you can do. But again, the coolest thing about this is that this is a Kanban software. It's free to use, and you can modify it. Let's see, change list color. Okay, so cool. So let's say, for example, doing now, we want this to be orange. Inbox is green. Project 1 is pink. Okay, so you can customize it pretty well. And the free version itself, I think, is quite good. And let's say done is red color for some reason, or whatever that color is. Okay, so I guess maybe you have to pay to get a different color, like a more customized color. The free version itself, I think, is pretty good. If you want to do a lot more advanced features, then that's where you'll go for the paid version. Okay, let's click on the automation. Okay, and also you have filtering, so you can filter. For example, let's say someday, maybe, you can filter cards by, okay, no, actually that's pay bill. So we can filter cards by pay bill. You can see this says 0, this says 0, this says 1. So that's how you can use filtering. And then automation, I think this is similar to like Zapier, where you can have it, yeah, like if one thing happens, then another thing happens, and so on. And you can do that with power-ups. I very rarely would use power-ups, but for example, swim lanes. I think swim lanes is a useful thing to try. Swim lanes is, let's see here. You can try swim lanes. That might be an interesting thing to try. This is swim lanes. And you can go back to the other way if you don't like this. Okay, so this was an overview of Trello. It's a really interesting Kanban software, and it's free to use. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe or follow this channel, like the video, and see you in the next one. Thank you.